The scholarship has allowed my family to really try to build a better future for our kids where we both can be working for something. I live in Pembroke with my family. I have a husband who's in an academic program. I work at a nonprofit in Concord, and my kids are 3 and 2 years old.
I was in the military for 7 years. I served in the Navy. I currently am enrolled full-time in NHTI in their radiology technology program. Once we decided that I was going to do college, we had to figure out how we would get care for the children full-time while I go to school and she works full-time.
The price of childcare for 2 kids is, I think it was like 60% of my income. My husband and I were always kind of alternating between one of us staying home to take care of the kids and one of us working.
With all the costs of everything else, our rent is over half of our income, and then we got groceries and then all the other little things. Like, it's daunting to look at the prices and try and think that you could ever be able to afford a life here. But yeah, these type of programs make those dreams possible, I think. We were very worried that we just weren't going to be able to pay for it and I wouldn't be able to go to school, but because of the scholarship, I am able to go to school and pursue that career full time and not have to worry about sending our kids to daycare.
Before we had the child care scholarship, our child care would have cost us over $2,000 a month. And with the child care scholarship, we're capped at 7% of our monthly income. And so that $2,000 a month has gone down to $350 a month. And it's allowed my kids to start at a child care center for the first time. They had never been enrolled in child care before. It's really given them an opportunity to learn and grow and thrive. The things that they're learning at school, they've taken home, and it's really been helpful for us as a family.
These types of programs that take a little bit of that financial burden can really attract people back to their hometowns.
My husband and I always wanted to raise our kids in New Hampshire because we love New Hampshire. It's where my whole family is, and we wanted them to have that opportunity to experience all of the wonderful things that New Hampshire has to offer. And I was really worried that we weren't going to have that opportunity to move back to New Hampshire because of how expensive everything here is. And to have affordable childcare, it's made it so that, our kids are gonna hopefully be able to stay here and we can grow up here.
Having that program is giving me the opportunity to bridge that gap between military life and civilian life so I can learn the skills I need and get certified in the state and be able to go to work as soon as I'm out of college.
I hope that New Hampshire legislators will continue to support the child care scholarship because it's really helping families like mine. We want to work, we want to contribute to our communities, but without child care, we can't do that. And child care is the most important factor in my ability to work. It's not just providing our kids with childcare, but it's providing us with the opportunity to build a better future for our kids. And I know that we're not the only family in New Hampshire who is dealing with that.
For our family, childcare was at the top of our list of worries, and now because of this program, it's at the bottom, and that's a huge thing to not have to worry about. I'm very grateful for the state for giving us this opportunity, and it's made me proud to live in New Hampshire.
The subsidy allows me to work, period. I would be paying $300 a week per child. That's $600 a week. My take-home pay is barely over that. So there would be no, I would not have a house. I would not have a car. I would not have probably food on the table. There's been times where I've had a significant other that wasn't treating me or my kids the right way, and we were in a homeless shelter for a little while. That was a reality. Even when we were at the homeless shelter, I was still working full-time and I was still coming to work every day. 2 years ago in September, I was due for my annual raise. It was a 50-cent raise, nothing extravagant. The state, once I reported that 50-cent increase in my wages, they took away over $1,500 in benefits. So I had to forfeit my raise and give it back in order to maintain my health insurance, my childcare scholarship. I think more so now we're seeing people facing more financial hardship because things are so expensive. An apartment that was $700 a month is now $1,300 a month. I do think that kids are very susceptible to trauma and different things like that, especially with the families and the demographic that I serve in this community. Definitely benefit from having a safe place to go every day. It just seems like we're doing society kind of an injustice because we are a foundational profession. Like without police officers, firefighters, stuff like that, we wouldn't be able to function. Without childcare, we would not be able to function as a society. Why wouldn't we work harder to maintain that workforce instead of kind of throwing all these hardships at the people that are working hard every day? Continuity of care is crucial in a young child's life. It is the building block for the rest of their life. So if we want to see positive outcomes in a future society, then this is where we would need to start.
We're a large center who have currently 82 employees. Currently on our wait list, we have 150 kids. At this point, we're not even taking people on a wait list, but we still receive calls daily. Without the child care scholarship system, we would have been closed. At one point at a board meeting, we had the conversation, are we getting ready to shut down? So really the scholarship system saved us. The scholarship system allows me to pull in more money at one time and not have to chase families. When they finally bring in their scholarship, the sense of relief is huge. So I don't see parents coming in panicked about paying their bill or afraid to see me because they're afraid of paying their bill. They actually can build better relationships with the teachers and administration because they're not worried about that. If they don't have access to this program, their families would be in shambles, potentially destroying the development of the child and their family. Everything is more expensive. Raising children is more expensive, and childcare industry is not exempt from that. So everything has gone up dramatically over the last couple of years. If we lost the childcare scholarship, I would not be able to replace my teachers. It's very important to maintain long-term staff. For example, we had a teacher who's been here for almost 20 years. She's raised 3 of her children out of here, but we've been able to maintain one of the best teachers who supports families, who cares about children, who is willing to do whatever it takes to take care of these children. And that's not something that happens overnight, that's developed over time. And then the relief you see once their kids have grown up and gotten out into college, who have been supported by early child care, is incredible. If we did lose care, it would affect our teachers, it would affect our police force, our firefighters. No one would be able to go to work. If you want a thriving economy, if you want families to go back to work, we need to have a scholarship system that offers this as a benefit to everybody in the state.